INSYS executive gave doctor lap dance while promoting drug, witness says.
Seems normal to me.
An ex-stripper who became a regional sales director at INSYS Therapeutics, Inc. gave, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, gave a doctor a lap dance at a Chicago club as the drug maker pushed the doctor to prescribe its addictive fentanyl spray. A former INSYS employee testified on Tuesday.
So where's the story here? So just business as usual for the fucking pharmaceutical
Dude, I was just watching Family Guy last night, and they did like a drug commercial parody, and they said as part of it, like, by the way, most of the pills you're prescribed are because a pretty lady gave your doctor a free pen or something. Well, no, apparently they're getting lap dances. Yeah, so Family Guy, you might want to update that shit. I'm sure. How many of these doctors are literally getting their dick sucked? Like, if lap dances are happening.
Oh, dude. They're getting
blowjobs are happening.
Yeah, they're getting escorts. They're getting whatever. They don't give a shit. These pharmaceutical companies have billions of dollars to be made. Fucking buying
prescribe this pill and I'll suck your big doctor dick.
Where do I sign?
Former INSYS sales representative Holly Brown told jurors the incident with her boss, Sunrise Lee. Sunrise Lee.
I am Sunrise Lee.
Took place after INSYS began rewarding the doctor for prescribing its opioid product by paying him to speak at educational events about the drug. So it's so fucking. The pharmaceutical industry's tendrils have totally infiltrated your fucking local doctor and whatever. They're getting fucking blowjobs. They're getting lap dances. They're getting kickbacks. They're getting everything they fucking need.
That last one is what most of them are getting. Like when you're talking about your little local doctor or a locally practicing psychiatrist, they're not getting lap dances. They're just getting a little more money for every time they find a patient to prescribe this drug to.
Dude, so...
Oh, they almost always... Look, I've heard... I mean, they almost always send attractive women to talk to these doctors.
Look at what a fucking racket these people have. Okay, so... If you look at what's the number one lobbyist group in America, it's the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Number 2 is the National Association of Realtors. You know what number 3 is, TJ?
What?
The American Medical Association. Then the American Hospital Association. Then the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America. Oh, you know how much they lobby? They spend a mere $364 million a year.
Oh,
just a
chump change.
little spending money.
How do we get them to lobby us?
I don't know.
How do they get a like a good chunk of that $350 million a year? That's what I want to know, dude. I've been on the ass end of one of these doctors that's paid to prescribe.
Oh, actually, I was wrong. That was from 1998 to 2018. So in 1 year, they actually spent. Oh, I'm sorry, $27 million.
Well, whatever.
Oh, that's not that bad then.
That's still way more than enough money to sprinkle over our representatives to get them to vote one way or the other.
I don't think so.
And the other two are also medical associations. So the lobbying collectively there is probably around $100 to $150 million by those industries every year.
You guys see the Ted Bundy thing?
What?
The Ted Bundy tapes?
The Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix.
No,
the
I have
new.
not.
It's like a new.
I wanted to watch it, but Tether's like, just looks too dramatized. I will not watch this. And I'm like,
it's pretty exploitative and all that stuff, but I really liked it. As far as the true crime genre goes, it's pretty cool.
Is this like their O.J. Simpson trial kind of reality?
No, it's documentary footage and stuff. It's all based on like interview tapes of Ted Bundy himself and interspliced with footage.
How many episodes have you watched?
I've watched all of it.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. But anyway, Netflix has a request for its viewers.
Oh.
They just want you to stop calling Ted Bundy hot.
He's so hot.
No. Suck my dick. He's hot.
Here's Netflix's official statement, I guess. I've seen a lot of talk about Ted Bundy's alleged hotness and would like to gently remind everyone that there are literally thousands of hot men on the service, almost all of whom are not convicted serial murderers. Yeah, well, that's the problem, right?
Right.
I mean, some people got that serial murderer fetish. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What can you do at that point?
Dude, Ted Bundy has always had this kind of admiration. I mean,
that's part of how he got his crimes done,
right? Because a lot of women found him good looking. That's how he was able to gain their trust.
The guy that did the Parkland shooting, dude. Nicholas Cruz just recently fucking had a bunch of like girls like, I'm in love with you now. It's like there was
groupies at his trial.
There's just some women that really want to fuck mass murderers and serial killers,
but not all of them.
Not all women.
No, I'm saying not all killers. Like, you know, if you got an ugly as shit killer like Cho Sung Hui or something.
Yeah, there are too many lined up for him.
Yeah, no one. I didn't see any schlicking.
He
going
killed
on.
himself though.
Yeah, but I mean, even the dead ones get. Like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, they have all kinds of girls out there like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold.
Who's the guy?
We did Elliot Rogers, dude.
Yeah, Elliot Rogers.
I don't think he has a bunch of girls. I think he did have girls that wanted to sleep with him then?
A bunch of girls came out and like, it's too bad he never met me because this whole thing could have been avoided. I would have made sweet, passionate love to him. He's a beautiful boy.
Some fucking serious attention whores in the world, dude. They'll just say anything to give themselves just a little bit more attention and you know, fucking.
I would have given him my pussy.
I would have fucked a mass murderer. Pay attention to me.
I mean, there are just infinite amounts of women out there that are attracted to dudes that do crazy fucking things, dude.
You know, another thing I've seen that kind of annoys me. I saw this big tweet storm this guy did on Twitter. It's like, as everyone is talking about Ted Bundy, I would like to take the time to remember not him, but his victims. And then he posted all the victims' faces. It's like, okay, I understand what you're trying to do. I can even maybe see it as being somewhat admirable, but here's the problem.
If it wasn't on Twitter.
Right, but here's the problem. Number one, it's obviously virtue signaling, attention grabbing bullshit. But even assuming it's not that, the problem is that, you know, the victims are not as interesting as the fucking killer, and they never will be. And there's nothing you can do or say that's going to make that happen. A girl who's going to college to become a veterinarian is never going to be as interesting as a mass murdering psychopath who killed 50 people and who escaped from jail twice and who was charismatic and studying to be law school and was involved in politics and did all this crazy shit. And was this totally, like, confusing enigma of a human being
he has a very
that people have to puzzle through.
He has a very compelling, unique life story. And, I mean, the victims, well, it's like, yeah, you don't want to diminish the victims. They were just ordinary people, like you said, living their lives.
Yeah, but you know what? Ordinary people aren't as fascinating as crazy serial killers. They just never will be.
I mean, look.
I'm sorry.
Any topic you want to talk about shouldn't be off limits. And I understand what people, like, they're like, it's just worship of people who did these horrible things. But it's like, I think there's a compulsion and there's almost an obsession with trying to understand why some people have this variant behavior and why they feel the need to do the things they do.
The answer to this is not trying to pretend that the masses are going to be fucking stunned by a long list of pictures and names of people that this dude killed, because they're not. The answer to this is to start treating serial killers in a humanistic way. And to start looking at what they did and what they grew up with and what might have led them to do what they did, instead of monsterizing them.
They're monsters.
Instead of turning them into Grendel from Beowulf, we need to take an honest look at what these people are and were and what led to what they did. And that's the answer to all of it. Because right now it is like a weird, morbid fascination, because there's an element of society that likes that. Like, ooh, they were other than human. They were some kind of like on the edge monster that just flipped out and did things that no normal human would ever do.
There's demons in me.
They're like horror movie characters,
right?
It's like they become their personas. They don't become the people anymore.
Pure evil.
You know, and we've allowed that to happen because that's how the media portrays these guys. This show that TJ's watching, I haven't seen any of it, but I saw him tweeting about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's exploitative, but I love it. It's fine, but it needs to be matched." At least in our society, with an honest and frank look at Ted Bundy, who he was, why he did what he did.
I mean, it does to some extent humanize him, but it played a lot of really dirty tricks that I know a lot of viewers are not going to be savvy about. Like, it did a lot of things where it made you, it tried to push you to draw certain inferences by choosing certain visuals to show you at certain times and stuff.
I mean,
and I guess that can't be avoided.
But shouldn't we just
it was really, you know, like, think the way we want you to think about this, you know?
But I mean, shouldn't we study serial killers from a psychological and biological, and I mean, just any perspective we can get to understand them? Like I think what you're saying,
I want
Paul,
to
makes
study
sense.
them from an erotic standpoint.
I'm like
Ted Bundy's.
It's like an
fucking
examination
hot.
of them should be more based on the facts of what we can gather and a more of an honest view of them. I think that's what you're basically saying. Instead of sensationalizing them.
No, what I'm saying is I want to suck Ted Bundy's big fat fucking dick.
Well, here's the thing: is like if you do what Netflix is
sorry.
doing here,
Yeah.
and go like, don't react this way. There's always going to be an element of society
Fuck you.
that goes, okay, I'm gonna do that then. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because fuck you. You don't get to control how I react to things or what I think is what.
So the answer is to give everybody what they want. Have a humanistic look at this dude so we all have a better understanding. Let the freaks fetishize him. Let the, intellectuals intellectualize him.
Stop trying to control how people are going to react to things.
Exactly.
It's so annoying because look, we already know there's going to be the freaks that come out. There's going to be the people like us that argue for like, let's actually look at these people as honestly and as openly as possible and observe what we can about them instead of just like automatically saying you're something else, you're the subhuman because you did something that you had this aberrant behavior.
And it's gotten to a point where people are denying that they're even fascinating.
Well, it's a part of the human story.
Of course they're fascinating.
I mean, look, there's always different things that if we studied other species of animals and some of these animals go and kill the other animals like in higher rates, like we wouldn't just be like, oh, that's just an evil animal.
Interesting.
We would say, why is it that behavior being displayed here? Like, what's the purpose of this?
that wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fetishize that wolf and what he's done.
Look at his victims. All right, so new story.
Fuzzy tail, yellow fang, old one eye. He was the best wolf.
Killed in the prime of his life by some deranged psycho wolf.